horizontally live. I hope that we will be able to successfully live stream horizontally. I'm very excited about this. Where's my camera? Right here. Because when we do horizontal live streams, we have a nicer group of people with us, and it seems like we can get a little bit more serious about what we're talking about. And being that I'm only coming on to you live now one time a week, I would like to make the most of our time together. Is that a little high? Make the most of our time here together and not have to worry about the trolls. So just a little while ago, I got out of the shower, and then like 1 minute ago, I decided to come on live. So I real quick decided just to throw on some lipstick and throw a shirt on, and you know, that lipstick on a pig quote now comes to mind, but that's okay. Maybe you don't know me and you don't know that this isn't what I always look like. And it doesn't matter. It's all good. How are you tonight? How are you? Where are you coming in from? We are live. My name is Geneviève Nightingale. I am an oracle, which means that I have taken my intuition and developed it into psychic abilities, and then taken my psychic skill sets and developed that into evidential intuition, remote viewing, and whatnot that can be proven. So that is who I am and what I do. Who are you? Oh gosh, is there a chat box I'm supposed to be looking at? Usually I'm turned the other direction. Why can't I see the chat? Oh, is this what that is? Top chat. Maybe you're not chatting because I don't see anybody chatting. So hi anyway. And what I do is talk about this particular night. Since I'm coming on once a week now, I was just going to do a weekly, sort of a collective reading, but I feel like, hello there, how are you? Just Poppy. I feel like the past couple of times I've done this, there have been some very personal reads. It felt like it was coming through for like 1 or 2 or 3 people specifically who are on the stream. And so I thought I would just allow whatever to come through, whatever's going to come through. And what I find is that during these live streams, when I just go ahead and just tell you whatever it is that I'm seeing, inevitably I'll get a few different readings and come back to them. So if I touched on something in the beginning of the reading, it's possible that I will come back around to it at the end at least once somehow. It's like it wants to make sure that we didn't forget about it or something. Yeah, I'm not sure who all is on right now, but I'm just getting the name Julia, or a J name like that, or something that is Julia or July or something like that in your energy right now. Someone that has dropped in, and you know, it's like I don't want to be like a rando card reader, whatever. Could be the J name, could be July, could be whatever. I got the name Julia, so if you are or you know someone named Julia, that's probably what it is. But the reason why I would preface it is also to say, because we receive in impressions. It's not always, sometimes it's a symbolic Julia. It's a symbolic name or place or whatever we're seeing might be symbolic, and so we've got to bring that up always. So yes, it could be someone named Julia, or it could be a very close relation to, if you're July, Julia, July, right? And so whoever you are, or if that is a person, I actually kind of get the feeling it is a person coming through named Julia for someone in the chat, but what do I know? So you guys can actually help the reading along, and here's how you do it. Here's how you participate in your own reading. You're going to just relax your shoulders and take a nice deep breath. And you come from your heart space. You come from your vibration right here. This is the field. And if you can just imagine yourself right into that field. Just imagine yourself tuning right on in. Tuning right on in. Hello, McMill. A McMill, hello. How are you? So if you feel like you can drop into the heart space, if you feel like you can truly tune into another vibration, then it becomes accessible to me as well. And what happens is I start seeing the field more clearly. Ooh, someone has a big truck. I start seeing your field more clearly. I start seeing and hearing and feeling and knowing from your field more clearly. And yeah, Julia is really, really coming through for someone. So I'll let that go ahead. And it's going to solidify a little bit. Like I'm getting this picture now of, it's very snowy. It's like a snowy picture, like a pretty Christmas card snowy picture of Julia. So there's someone named Julia, that someone actually like has a memory or a picture of Julia in a real pretty like white snowy, like a Christmas card setting. And it seems like this is someone that has passed on, a friend, a very close friend, and it's coming through for someone in the chat right now. And so that's kind of interesting. Usually it doesn't exactly work that way, but that is what I am getting for someone in the chat right now. And we'll just let that sit, because sometimes when they come through, they formulate in the energetic field like a hologram, and it can take several layers if they keep adding and adding different things to the layers that I can see for you. I've got something different coming through. It seems like for someone else, I'm seeing like a very kind of elementary like sketch of a red and blue race car and someone named Steven. Now, I know I'm throwing out a lot of names. I do get names a lot, you guys. I do. So if I throw out names and it's for you, it's for you. If it isn't, it isn't. But that is something with what I'm actually seeing is like a real kind of stick drawing of a red and blue race car, like a child stick drawing of a race car and someone named Steven. It seems like these are two separate people, like Julia and Steven are not related, not together, not coming through for the same person. It seems like they're two different people kind of knocking on your doors and saying, hey, I'm here just to let you know, swinging through. I know you're watching. And if you've ever sat for a reading, you know that things come through many times in symbols and in colors, in tones. It can be many different types of ways. And so those are two people that seem to want to come through and connect with someone who is watching. And it might be you, it might be someone who watches this on a replay. We really just don't know how all of the time the energy and messages get aligned and get delivered. I know that I've had messages come through and it was like, I don't even understand how they're that accurate. If it's just coincidence. And you know, it's a matter of sort of sifting through things also in a way, from just allowing, allowing your shoulders to relax, allowing yourself to be open to receive a message from yourself, from your own intuition. You can receive messages from your own intuition. It's whether or not you are prepared to actually trust what you receive as intuition. And once you get to the point where you've had so much reliable intuitive hits that you can call those things psychic. And then when you have developed on purpose those psychic skill sets, that everyone can develop their intuition into some level of psychic abilities. And if you then develop your psychic abilities further, for whatever reason, maybe it's just natural for you like it is for me, and you develop those things further, not everyone's nervous systems can maintain the level of consciousness that comes forth in meditations specifically meant to develop like remote body scanning and body healing, for example. It's a lot, and sometimes if you do too much, you can burn yourself out and have to take a little break for a while. But when I receive, it's just things coming through, and it's sort of for you to decide what I'm putting out there, is that group of stuff even for you. The reading might be coming through and not be for you right yet, but the fact that you're sitting there and you're being open to receiving, it might be in the lineup coming through, and you could get 2 or 3 or 4 hits right in a row and be like, there is no way that was an accident. And I can't ever know what's on the other end. I can't not know what you are receiving. I can't know what's coming through and what's receiving. What I do know is that when I tap into, it's a field, and you can tap into it as well. So let's say our consciousness and brain waves are up here and everything else is down here. You can drop in, and you can get really good at dropping in by training your consciousness to go into that state real quick and grab 1 second or 2 seconds of impressions of things that cannot be known or heard by your own senses, but are there in the conscious realm to be known by anyone able to tap in. It's the roundabout. The roundabout. That is coming through for someone, and I have a feeling it's connected to Steve with the drawing, the roundabout. And these are things only you would know what it means. Only you would know if a message is coming through. If you're like, that is so crazy, I can't believe she just said that. Because it doesn't matter necessarily if I'm sitting right in front of you. I don't have to sit right in front of the guy at the radio station to be able to tune into the radio station. And you can tune into the same radio station, and you and I don't have to be really anywhere near one another. We don't have to be in the same place, but we can still tune into the station. And that's exactly what we're doing. So when you allow your station, when you allow yourself to be perceived by the others of us on this channel right now, some of us will be able to read and see you or some of your stuff. That's what that is, right? It's intuition, and you develop that into your psychic abilities. Everybody has this stuff. It's not a gift for a few. It is whether or not you choose to develop. Yes, there's some who are just like athletes. Some people are more talented, but some people are more talented but didn't grow up in a household where sports were supported. So someone with less natural talent actually goes farther. So it just all depends, you know. I was born like this, and then I grew up with training from a very, very young age. So for me, this has just been my whole life. For you, just know that you can develop your intuition to where you can drop in very deep meditation grateful. I didn't see the whole thing you just said. I'm not really sure what you're talking about. I have been listening to the Gateway Experience. I really like it. I see no problem with it because I also know how to protect my energy whenever I am in altered states at all. You know, if I'm going into a meditation, then I definitely am going to be protecting my energy and my space and shutting out and disallowing and becoming invisible to things that might, who knows what, be there to hurt me. Who knows, right? Who knows? So, the Gateway. Yeah, Gateway Experience is pretty interesting. If you want to learn how to just the very most basic meditation, to learn then how to sort of separate from your consciousness and astral travel and whatnot, the Gateway Experience is a good one of many good ways to do it. I found it very useful, the way that he teaches how to get out of body. Hey Frank, hi, how are you, honey? Nice to see you. So that is, the Gateway Experience can take you to a place where you can learn how it basically, you're taking it step by step and prepping to learn how to separate your consciousness from your nervous system and allow your consciousness to go out and explore, just to go and see stuff. And I've always felt like, you know, you really should have a pretty good reason for doing that, you know. So unless you have a really good reason for astral traveling, I can't see why you would ever really want to or need to astral travel. Okay, later, honey. See you another time then. To be in a space where you are able to actually detach your consciousness and your energetics, your energy system, it takes preparation, and it takes, I mean, you just have to be prepared. You can't just go to the gym and expect to pump a bunch of iron like you've been going there a while. You have to build up to it. And there's a lot of things that can happen if you don't. You might just not be able to attain anything, or if you do, you can freak yourself out, you know? You can actually have like a psychotic break, and you don't want to have that happen, for example. Flying dreams and stuff like that. Yeah, I didn't get to read the whole thing, but if you have memories from your childhood of flying and things like that, that is a very clear indicator that you are most likely very prepped and your nervous system can handle the types of things that you would learn in the Gateway Experience. Now, I've been doing meditation and different types of practices since I was 11 years old. Probably before then, but I can really remember being trained in remote viewing, distance body scanning, and distance healing, Evidential, which means it's a blind test where there's information in the envelope. Nobody knows what it is. You do the scan and you divulge the information, then they read what's in the envelope. So since age 11, and it's, you guys, like, you can do it. You can do it. It's just people feel stupid saying what they saw. But if you ever decided to track what you think you're seeing, you'd be right more than, I mean, you'd probably really shock yourself. And the more you do it, the better you would get at it. You probably shock yourself. But most people don't ever do it. So they walk around thinking that somehow psychics, well, first of all, there probably are a lot of psychic scams out there. But they walk around thinking that somehow like psychics are special. The only thing special is that a psychic or an oracle has actually taken the time to truly develop their skill sets to the maximum potential, and that there's evidence that you know, as a psychic you are what you are, but as an oracle I feel like there's a great responsibility to be able to show evidence. These things need to come through and they need to be evidential, where you can know that I actually tapped into something in your actual life, or something that actually happened, or some actual name. So, and it's interesting because when you're born this way, you don't know you're different from anybody else. And what I mean by that is you don't, at least for me, it wasn't like I knew I was different when I was little. No, I did not know I was different. I thought everybody was like me. How would I know everybody wasn't like me? And it took me, I still forget that I am not, I still have to remind myself that I am very different from most people, and that I came here with certain senses maybe more open than other skill sets, for example. And that is, I think, one of the fundamental things is that the more you're able to see, the less bullshit you're able to tolerate. The other thing I will tell you that I've been learning about is the actual origins of Torah. No. The actual origins of tarot. Very empathic, yes. And the true origins and the intended meanings of real tarot. Because, you know, this tarot tube, they call it, tolerate less BS after 50, that's for sure. So tarot originally was given by the angel Metatron, apparently, who is the same person as the prophet Enoch. And these sounds, these vibrations were given, and each vibration has symbols of a lot of different things. For example, one letter has a symbol of the number, and it also has a symbol of a transition in the Sephira tree of life. It's a branch, essentially. And so all of these different symbolic numbers came through, like 22 of them, and it's what the whole tarot deck was built on. Sorry. And that is, if you truly understand tarot the way it was really originally intended, you would have every wisdom in the world. And it's supposed to be used for individual insight, not for entertainment on YouTube. You're not supposed to read for other people at all. You're supposed to read for yourself. It is supposed to be a tool for really understanding. And so going through and learning, like, the original deck, the original names and numbers and symbols of each card were so much more in depth than they are now. They've been changed. And it's very, very fascinating, though, and I know it goes much deeper than most people talk about on YouTube lives or anything like that, but your number one and the qualities of a number one in creation, and it's number one basically meets number two, and number two has certain qualities that allows number one to create its thing it wants to create, but it needs number two to do it, and then they create number three, and neither one of them could have created anything if it weren't for the other one, and they create a new thing completely called number three, essentially, right? And so then you go through all of the levels of life and all of the levels of ascension, and it can be, you can look at it like the different periods and phases of life, or you can look at it as periods and phases of actual transcendence and ascension and evolution, spiritual evolution. You can look at it a lot of different ways, and from a lot of different perspectives as well, because you have the Gnostics and then Samael Aun Weor. I'm sorry because I don't really know how to say his name, although I studied his work at the Gnostic Center in Los Angeles, and there are many different ways, there's many different perspectives, religions and theologies and philosophies. For example, Buddhism is not a religion, it's a philosophy. Buddha wasn't some sort of godhead. His name wasn't even Buddha. And so there are many different teachers who've tried to explain this to people over the millennia. Okay, that sounds good. So if you want to be, it seems like people see a psychic or an oracle and they do not feel like they could do that, or they are not sure if that person could ever really be real, a real psychic or whatever. And I'm here to tell you that it is just as available to you to develop your intuition as it is to anyone else. And the best thing you can do is, if you are interested in knowing, like if you want to go to a psychic so you can get messages, my advice for you is just develop your intuition so that you get it, you're the receiver. I get if you need to go to a psychic, but you could also just develop yourself to be the receiver. I would much rather teach someone to do that than be their middleman for their conversations with dead people, honestly. You know, and I do tell people now, you know, I'm going to tell this person to come give these messages to you directly, but you've got to be receptive when they're talking to you. Listen to them and talk back. Listen to them and talk back. Let's see what's going on out there in the field. Let's see if anything's coming through for anyone out there. I just got a big orange R. Like, kind of almost like you'd see on a railroad. Does a railroad have anything to do with you guys? I just got that big yellow R from like a railroad sign. I don't even know if there are real R's on railroad signs or just an orange X. But I got that break that fourth wall, yeah. But I got the orange, kind of yellow orange R, like someone that is on or works on the railroad or lives right close to a railroad, like the train is coming right now. Could be the name, could be the Raiders. Yeah. Your name starts with an R. Well, there you go. Maybe something more will come through to you. For me to drop in, like I have to intentionally really drop in sometimes. I mean, I don't have to go into a trance necessarily, but I do have to kind of stop and listen a little bit and see what is actually, if there's literally anything coming through. So let me just, I'm going to turn this light down just a tiny little bit and we'll see if anything does come through. Yeah, I actually definitely get there's something to do with a railway. Someone seems to be traveling, and I'm seeing like a actually like interesting like hot pink road. You know, like these LED lights that I see behind me. It's like that color kind of railway, like some kind of travel that you're doing, some kind of railway system, and it seems to be a female who's traveling, and it does feel like it's a work travel situation. um and I don't know, I get the feeling that it's actually really solid. Like the reason why I'm getting that color is like because it's very solid and rooted. Your travel feels very solid and rooted, and like you're going to come out smelling like roses. I keep getting the kind of roses vibe. And the travel you're doing, that it seems like maybe for work or project or something like that, will go very well for you this week. Is there anyone traveling by rail to go to a meeting this week? You were hoping to go to New York City? Well, if you decide to go, it's going to be rosy. Rosie. Are you going to meet up with someone named Rosie? Take some roses to your mom? Yeah, so Steven with the race car, Rosie with the rail situation. Afraid to travel without your Glock? Me too. You don't get along with your mom. Yeah, I know, right? Who does? It's so sad. I need like a crystal ball or a flame to gaze into. Go live in my robe right here. Do you think people would really like it? So I'm getting the idea that someone out there, I'm not sure what I'm seeing, okay? It seems like there's someone out there who was supposed to go backpacking, you and it literally looks like twin brothers. Like there's a couple of guys out there, you were supposed to go backpacking. I literally see you in like flannel shirts and like lederhosen shorts and stuff like that, like Holland or Germany or something like that. It seems like one of you cannot go, and the one of you is really bummed out because this was a big deal. You guys were supposed to be going on this like hiking trip in Holland or something having to do with Germany or Holland or Deutschland, or wooden shoes and stuff like this, and one of you cannot go. But what I need to tell you about both of you, first of all, but for sure the one of you who is here watching right now, trust me when I tell you that was the best possible thing that could happen. The fact that you are not going is diverting something else. It's preventing, I get that it's preventing something else from happening. Sometimes it could come through as like, well, because you're not there, you're here to experience this great thing. No, it's kind of like because you're not there, somewhere along the way, you're foregoing something that would be life altering. And I'm really getting a strong sense. So if you were planning to go backpacking or something with a friend of yours and you'd made plans for a really long time and all that stuff, the ritual, interesting. Just know that the cancellation is really there for you. Oh, it starts off just like that? Well, that's what I'm seeing, is that someone actually tuning in had plans, or they will hear that their plans are not going through. But that is a blessing in disguise, people. Blessing in disguise. Sometimes when our plans change, it is put there to protect us. We don't always know. Yep. And so, sorry about your plans getting kind of messed up, but sometimes that's what happens. Sometimes that's how things get done, right? I get that someone else, and the way that this came through is very specific, has been, quote, running around. One of you has literally been running around, whatever that means, like running around all day long, just running around all day long. You've said it like 3 times. You've been running around all day long, running around. And it seems like it's really important for you to be acknowledged for that today more than ever. Today more than any day, for some reason, the running around was harder for you, or it should have been made a bigger deal about that was your contribution, or that you did the running around on a day like today or something like that. So I just want to let you know that if you're not getting the acknowledgement for all the running around you did today, that I am acknowledging, that I can see that it is clear you should be acknowledged for that. But the people around you cannot see what I can see and what you can see. So just know that it's not that they don't care. It's that they just don't see it. It's not on their radar at the moment. But you still are a very good girl, and you put on your big girl pants today and you did your running around. And so I commend you for doing that. So a big L came through, like Lawrence or Lord of the Flies came through. A big L word. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here, Farmer and just person. Hello. Hi. Hello. So yeah, a big L of some kind just came, like Lawrence of Arabia or something like that. A big strong vibration with that L. I have no idea why. So I can't see. Are you talking about your little profile thing? It's so tiny to me. I cannot see it at all. I'm seeing the L like as a hinged door, like a big hinged garage door of one of those old like Bavarian style homes, and this big hinged garage door, and it just is a big L with a big hinged garage door. And it seems like someone here has one of those, and I'm going to say Pennsylvania. If we have anybody watching from Pennsylvania type of area, there's a big garage door. It's like those little shingles. There's a bunch of, I don't know what to call it. It's just like the wood planks and stuff like that. Something's going on with this big door. It's like dark green and black. And it's very fucking cold outside right now. And I get that the moon is out. But this garage door, what's the problem with the garage door? What's the deal with the garage door? It seems like someone's going to maybe ask you to keep something in your garage soon, or someone did ask you to keep something in the garage, but maybe now there's an issue with the garage door. Go check whatever it is. If you're someone that lives in Pennsylvania and you have an old like what are they, not English Tudor, but like those old German looking homes, and Bavarian style, and you have a garage door on big hinges, and you have someone that's using it, go check the door itself and make sure that it is shut. But be careful because it's cold and it's dark outside, and you should probably take a gun or a dog or something like that. Be careful while you're out there. But it seems like there's just something. Maybe the light got left on or something like that. Something's going on out there in that garage, though. I don't feel like it's something dangerous at all. I just feel like it's something that is an accident. Like, oops, that was an accident. You would know exactly if it was you who I was talking to, because it's very specific what I'm seeing. And I think maybe all you need to do is just go in and turn out the light. It's like almost like you need to go turn out the light, but what you're going to see before you turn out the light was something that you were looking for earlier. You know, like it's all tied together. So you think there's something you were looking for earlier, and now that you have to go turn out the light in the garage, you're going to find it, but you're not exactly going to find it. It's just going to lead you to it. it's one step closer to it. But it is a step closer. You've got to follow that path, follow the trail. When you go out there and you're going to see the thing, the pink thing sitting on the thing, and you'll be like, oh my God, there it is. Almost. You're welcome. So getting that big yellow R, y'all. Thank you, Farmer. Thank you. So what did we have so far? We had Steve with a sketched race car that's blue and red. We've got the person who lives in Pennsylvania who needs to go and check the garage out because they left the light on, and when they turn the light off, they're going to see the thing that they were looking for earlier. And there were a couple of other ones. We had some names come through. What I'm doing right now, if you've just dropped in, is I'm just allowing anything to come through. We've had a few different scenarios pop up. And what I'm doing is just getting impressions of what I'm seeing out there. And inevitably, it is when someone comes into the chat, I can see some impressions of the space they're in. And if there's anything that needs Olive, and if there's anything that needs you to know about it. For example, like the person that lives in Pennsylvania with that type of house and that type of garage door, I don't need to know about it at all, except that there's some kind of weird anomaly going on in the garage space. When they go turn off the light in the garage, they will solve a completely different mystery, unrelated to the garage light being on. Touch of Class, hello, how are you? So if I drop into my heart space, right? If we're normally up here in our consciousness and we allow ourselves to kind of drop into this space and drop into that space, get into breathing into your heart space, dropping into if we tune into the same channel, I should be able to pick up whatever you're putting down. That's how it works. See, I told you. So again, the big L came in again. The big L came in again, and it's like, kind of, if it was here, it'd be like high up back here, like right here, it'd be like L, like at the doorway, like someone just came on. You're really kind of tall, and your name starts with L or something like that. And I don't know if that's you or not. But what I'm getting, see, you never know what you're getting is important. Like, I could say a detail that I didn't think it was important, and it'd be like, that was the important detail. So, for example, it seems like someone's holding up a painted plywood L. It's painted like charcoal gray, and it's just made of plywood. They're just holding it up, and it says L. Is that you? Are you doing that? So it seems like someone's trying to get someone's attention, and that's how they're going to do it. Like there's someone trying to get your attention, and that's how they're trying to do it. There's someone here for you. It's literally someone holding up a big letter L for someone here. And it's like this little man, and he's just a really sweet little man in his like 40s or something, and he's holding up this L, and he's trying to get the attention of someone here. And I wish that he could do a better job of communicating something, but he's like, they'll know exactly what I mean. The person that I'm talking to will know exactly what I mean. So that's what I have for someone here in the chat, is this little dude holding up a plywood L painted gray with dark flat gray paint. So if that was for you, that person says hi. Hello, it's me. Got a message for you. I mean, it's like it won't go away. It's like Lori or Lawrence. Lori or Lawrence. Is there a Lori or Lawrence here, or is there someone with literally a mom or a dad named Lori or Lawrence that's passed away and that's coming through for you, that would stand there holding this L? Like, that's just kind of weird. Your old landlord's name was Larry. Did he go around holding a cardboard or a... He was gay and goofy. I wonder if this is him, because this little guy is definitely, I would consider him gay and goofy. And, it's kind of like an older vibe. Like he was 40 in the 70s, basically, is what I'm getting. And he just is holding his little sign there and saying, I'm here, Maybe he's got a message for you. Because, here's the weird thing about it. Sometimes people come through that we didn't necessarily... So in the 70s, he would have been in like his 30s or 40s. So well, it seems like there's something about a yellow cat or a banana. Many times what I find is someone will relay their favorite memory with you. They'll give you, say, this was my favorite memory of us together. Or they'll try to fix some karma that needs to be fixed. Or they'll try to show you a cool thing they think that you will appreciate in the energetic realm. And so maybe it is that you had an orange cat and a yellow banana, a banana car, I don't know. And something about that was like his thing, he just very sunny and lovely like sunshine. Something like sunshine. Like a big orange ball of sunshine. Right? You want to say hi? Come here. Come here. Shadow just pooted. You sit. All right, go lay down now. He's alive. Well, you should definitely go say hi. Take an orange cat or a banana with you and go say hello. He's like a ball of sunshine. Are you sure he's still alive? So that's all good stuff. And listen, anyone can, like I said, we all have intuition we can tap into. When you get those instant knowings that, like, the mind, a thought takes a second to figure itself out. But intuition just comes in fast. And when you start following and trusting the information in your intuition, when you start like literally writing it down so you can remember certain things, if you get ideas or information, write it down, put it in your phone, do something, start tracking it for accuracy. See if it helps you later. See if the stuff you get actually helps you in your life if you follow the information. You know, that's how I know that I'm accurate, because I follow the information and see where it goes. If I get a message, I listen to it and see where it leads me. And that's how I know my shit works. Because I've tested it. You can develop your intuition as well. Stressed over finances. Oh yeah, that's the first thing they'll do. So I actually developed an exercise for this. So when you're living in fear like that, which is pretty much everybody these days, you're living as the shadow version of yourself that you would rather not be. Like, you're living in stress, you're living in fear. And when you're laying in bed, getting ready to go to sleep, or right before you get out of bed in the morning, I like to do it right before bed because then you just fall asleep as that person, right? So on your face, you're going to give your face space over. You're going to give control of your face over to the version of yourself that already has all this handled. Like the one 5 years from now that's like winning, that made all the right moves. Give your face over to that person for a couple of minutes. Like, allow them to take over your face. Feel how they hold your face differently and how that triggers different neurochemicals and how the neurology then makes you feel differently. And I want to encourage you along the way as to do this every time you think about it. I am the type of person who would do this thing. And that's like your future version of yourself. Let them be here now. Let your face be their face right now. Because that position of the face is going to create a certain type of breath. It's going to create a certain type of feeling. It's going to create the feeling that you already are that person. And what I'm suggesting is you can lead with 2 different people or more. You can allow your shadow self to lead, which is the one that's just leading. Or you can say, you know what? You need to take a back seat. I am now dedicating. I am now saying that my perfect version of myself, the one that's really a badass and that knows what to do right now, that person I'm putting in the lead. That person is getting the face, they're getting the neurology, they're getting the neurochemicals and all of the stuff that's going to allow me to be the person moving forward. Every moment we choose which face. Which face. Is it the shadow self face that's not really sure what the fuck to do? Or is it the one who knows exactly what to do and is like, I totally got this? Be the one who's totally got this, because you do. You totally, totally do. And as soon as you give them the stage, as soon as you give that person the stage in the physical realm, let them do their work. Give the right version of you the lead, and then let it do its work and do everything you can to support that version. You can choose who's on your face. You can choose who's using your brains and your body and everything. You can choose which version of you let lead. All right, you guys, it's been an hour. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Subscribe. Go watch my other stuff. I got some good shit out there. And Dogwoman says, yes, because you are so reasonable and thoughtful. Do you get enough what? Thank you. You're welcome. I didn't get to read the whole thing. Next time I'll put my glasses on. Okay, so come back next Sunday. Don't forget to go to my website, Psychic Bestie Near Me, and learn how I became the way I am. I was born this way, but why am I an oracle? And how you can also develop your stuff or just get your own reading. I'm really, really expensive, but really, really worth it. All right, you guys, have a beautiful week.